Hello and welcome to Rev Sports. I'm Gargi Raut, and joining me from outside the stadium, it's Shomik Chakrabarti joining us from Dubai. Well, as much as people like to talk about Travis Head, it is Steve Smith who took the game away from India, who showed us a complete masterclass. Shomik, Steve Smith, we had been talking about this since the past 2 days that people are talking about Travis Head this, Travis Head that, but it is Steve Smith who can take the game away from you. What do you think about his batting today?
See, Gargi, uh, it's a it's a pure joy. It was a pleasure watching his batting today. The, what happens in tough conditions, in difficult conditions? The great batsmen, the options they take, the decisions they make, I mean, the balls they play, the balls they avoid. Steve Smith gave a complete masterclass. For the first time, a batsman read Varun Chakravarti off his hand. He did the same to Kuldeep Yadav. I mean, and there was a time he faced 10 dot balls on the spin, but that didn't ruffle him. The, and then he broke the shackles with a four of Varun and a six against Ravindra Jadeja. The way he was rotating the strike, due to him, Australia could go at more than 5 runs per over during the middle phase, and that was an uncharted territory for India in this Champions Trophy. In the previous 3 games, it didn't happen, and I mean his dismissal was an anticlimax. He got out to a full toss. I was expecting 100 from the master, but uh, like if you had not gotten out on that full toss, and if you had gone on to score a century, I think the game would have gone from India's grasp. Now India is still in it, but you have to keep in mind that 250 plus goals hasn't been chased yet on this pitch.
Atrio, word on Steve Smith masterclass.
Shomik has already put it very beautifully. I have nothing to add to it. But yes, it was, a display and demonstration of how to play according to the situation, how to play according to the conditions. It was not easiest of pitches for batting. Ball was gripping a bit, turning a bit. Indian spinners were high on confidence, and they pinned him down. There were periods when he was pinned down, but he didn't let that to get to him, and he knew that somebody had to dig deep for his team to get to a good total, and that is the responsibility that he took upon himself. And yes, it was a very fine innings, and which possibly gives Australia an edge in this game because in Dubai leg of Champions Trophy, the highest previous total in this ground was 249, and they have got 16 more than that. So it's going to challenge India, and batting in these conditions, scoring those many runs. It was very important for Australia, for someone to dig deep and get them to this kind of a total, and that's the responsibility, along with Alex Carey, Steve Smith took, and which stand them in good stead at the moment.
Everyone in our comment section is divided. Some of them are saying this is a chaseable total, this is going to be easy for India, while the others are saying that India will have to bat out of their skins. Anit Sadhu is saying 2015 semi-final World Cup vibes. But Shomik, 264 runs on the scoreboard. Does it give you 2015 semi-final vibes? And also, do you think India can chase this down?
No, not 2015. See, when Shami dropped a cotton ball opportunity and gave Travis Head a reprieve in the first legal delivery of the match and going along, and he started to go hammer and tong. I was getting a 1996 World Cup semi-final vibe. Somehow, it was sort of a deja vu. It was sort of a deja vu. But once again, Varun proved to be India's antidote to Travis's aggression. But he was then completely neutralized by Steve Smith. I mean, his footwork, if you look at his footwork, the first ball he faced against Akshar Patel, the footwork, I mean, the decisive, like when to go forward, when to go back. Once again, I'm repeating this. Chasing 250 plus totals on this pitch is not very easy. It is not very easy. From Australia's perspective, Adam Jamper's 10 overs are going to be very important, and the middle overs are going to decide the outcome of this contest.
All right, Athro 264 runs. Again, our comment section is completely divided. Shomik says clearly that it's going to be a difficult total to chase. I think so too, and I completely agree with him. It is a very, very tricky total. And like we were just me and Shomik were discussing before the live started, that middle overs are going to be very important for India.
Yeah, they are going to be middle overs, not just middle overs, end overs, beginning overs, middle overs, every over. Every phase of this chase is going to be important from India's point of view. And if you ask me, who are the happier side at the break of the first, after the break of the first innings, I think it will be Australia. Because on this pitch, if before the start of the match, you ask the teams that how much would you like to get, I think they would say that 265, 270. That is exactly what they have got. Maybe India did well to claim those wickets towards the end and keep them down and kept them from getting 10, 15 more runs. That was a job well done. But before that, I think there were too many boundaries. Whenever pressure was building, whenever there were a chain of dot balls, that sequence was broken by a four. Either Smith got it, or Labuschagne got it, or Carey got it. No matter who got it, but they get it. So those were crucial moments that Australia won. I mean, they could have been under a lot more pressure, but whenever that was building, they found those release points. And they have what they have got is a fairly it's more than a challenging total, I would say. Had it not been India, I would have said that Australia is going to win this match. If any other side were chasing here, but because it's India and they're a form team, they're a class team with a lot of depth in batting and all that. So it's not over yet, but it's I would say it's advantage Australia slightly.
Understandable. I think that's very valid. Let's go is asking. I feel like the pitch is better today. That is why Smith was going for 300 and attacked. Otherwise, run off ball, he could have gone to 280, 290 easily. Okay. Not sure what the question is. Do you think the pitch is playing better
I,
today?
I, I, I I don't think it's a 300 pitch, Gargi. I mean, it is not the way the pitch didn't behave the way the other pitch behaved again in the game against New Zealand, but it still asked a lot of questions. It still asked a lot of questions. And given the quality in India's spin attack, and also today, Shami bowled better than the previous two games, although he dropped a couple of catches. But by Shami's fielding standards, those were half chances. So, but the fact is that it, the pitch still asked a lot of questions. Indian spinners were offered quality. I don't think Steve was aiming for 300. He was aiming for something beyond 275, something near 280. And Shami's pace allowed him. The ball was coming to him because of Shami's pace, and Shami was the he targeted Shami in that over. Just that, just that he lost his con- until then he was concentration personified, and that was a momentary lapse. I seriously would have wanted him to go on a score 100, and I was riveted to his batting. Absolutely riveted to. In fact, Vishy, Atreo knows him well. G. Vishwanath, the former Hindu correspondent, he was telling me, boss, the way he has been batting, he could take Australia to 320. I said, I mean, lower your expectations. It is not going to happen. They are going to lose wickets, stuff like that. I think they will get to 270 odd. Now 264 they have got.
Actually, although Australia have 264 on the runs on the scoreboard, Varun Chakravarti once again was very penetrative, 2 wickets, 4.9 economy award on him.
I was expecting him at least to take at least one more wicket. For me, it's not a question of how many runs he goes for. He is in the team to take wickets. He's your X factor. He's your wicket-taking bowler. You don't use Varun Chakravarti as a containing bowler. You don't have him in the 11 to check runs. His job is to take wicket. He did that. He did that. He broke that. He took the very important wicket of Travis Head for a stop, and then took another after that. So 2 wickets is not a bad return. But if you look at the overall performance of the Indian spinners today, I think that is where things went a little bit wrong for India. I think they went for, not only did they go for, say, 10, 15 runs more than expected, but they also failed to take wickets. 5 wickets, 4 wickets were taken by the fast bowlers. I mean, three by Shami, one by Hardik Pandya. So I was expecting the spinners to do more damage, and Varun Chakraborty was a part of that. I mean, that part of expectation group.
Absolutely, and I totally agree. Yeah, absolutely, and totally agree. I think the best of the lot, as far as the Indian spinners are concerned, was Jadeja. He bowled the best among the Indian spinners. And Varun, what happened once again coming to Steve Smith? The way he read Varun off his hand and the way he used his speed, it made Varun unsure about his length. He was altering his length. He couldn't stick to a specific length, and that made him a little less effective.
Yeah. Rohan is saying in the pre-match show, Shomik said that dropping Kuldeep would be a recipe for disaster. Wickets भी नहीं लिए और रोहित विराट से गाली भी पड़ गई. Shomik.
But I mean, a player can go wicketless on a given day. But I mean, Kuldeep Yadav is your number one attacking spinner, playing a semi-final against Australia. You couldn't, you just couldn't drop him. You just couldn't drop him. Now it's up to. I mean, no, you can have an off day. So Kuldeep sort of had an off day today. He was not in his element. He was not in his element, and once again, and yet again, he was neutralized by the master. He was Smith once again was reading him off his hand. Just once, just once, he didn't read him off his hand. He read him off the pitch. He went initially. He went forward, then quickly came onto his back foot, and once again it was touch of class. The way he made those last moment adjustments, fascinating.
Yes. A lot of people saying a lot of criticism for Rohit Sharma. Zaref is saying Rohit Sharma's captaincy was absolutely pathetic, and I've seen similar 3 or 4 similar comments as well. What do you think, Arthur?
I think these questions need to be a little more specific. I mean, captaincy pathetic in what sense? I mean, in
They are saying
where
the
exactly
bowling
did he
changes
go wrong?
weren't up to the mark.
Well, again, up to the mark and pathetic are the same thing. Where exactly did he go wrong? Did he? I mean, did he make a false bad bowling change? Did he not get a bowler to? Come? Did not put a bowler into operation when he could have? What kind of thing? I didn't particularly notice anything bad about captaincy. I mean, see, when you let your opponent's main attacking batsman off of the first legitimate ball of the match, when bowler drops a catch, how do you blame the captain? I mean, it's not Rohit Sharma's fault, right? Australia would have been 1 for 1 in one ball. Travis had gone. I agree that he didn't score 100 today, but 33 ball 39 in this match is not a negligible contribution. He gave Australia the head start. I mean, they were going 6 and over. How many matches in Dubai did you see that happen before this one? So I don't think there are any specific points where we can put our fingers and say that this is exactly where Rohit Sharma went wrong. I wouldn't say that. But I think where India were actually a little bit let down was by the lack of penetration from the spinners. You expected them to take wickets over here. They are on this pitch. Indian spinners are not containing bowlers. They are your main principal wicket takers. So I think that is where India suffered a bit, not because of captaincy and all that. I don't think captaincy was a problem.
And Gargi, if you want to be overcritical, overcritical about Rohit's captaincy. Maybe you can say he should have uh, straight away straight away brought Varun back into the attack after English was dismissed. He took a couple of overs. If that is if you want to be overcritical as far as his captaincy is concerned, but it was not about captaincy. Never in this innings, it was never not about captaincy. Absolutely, I totally agree with that.
Shomik and Atro, after a long while, we are actually having some positive comments about KL Rahul. A lot of people saying that this, this pitch and this total kind of suits KL Rahul's game. But again, if he's coming down at number 6 and has no overs to chase it down, then nothing can be done. But at the same time, a lot of people have their hopes pinned on KL Rahul to get this chase. Of course, apart from Shreyas Iyer and Akshar Patel. Shomik, what do you think?
See, KL Rahul as at number 6. The debate has now become redundant because the team management has completely made it clear that Akshar is at number 5 and KL Rahul is the number 6. And there was a clear communication to the players in that regard. So Rahul has been training. He has been preparing, keeping that in mind only. His net sessions were focusing on that he will not be getting a lot of deliveries to face, and he will have to go at a high strike rate. So his net sessions were focusing on that only. So Rahul at number 6, Akshay number 5. This debate has completely become redundant at this point in time.
Yeah. Open, Shakti Singh open with KL and Rohit. Bold, very bold. Maybe you're bolder than Gautam Gambhir here. Suman Avasti is saying Smith misread Kuldeep at least 3 to 4 times. Kuldeep is low on pace again. Change in his action. Shami dropped 2 catches. At least one of that should have been taken. It's not that difficult a pitch to bat. Athro.
See, I mean, I won't say it's a difficult pitch to bat on. I would say the pitch is such where high scoring may be difficult. I mean, scoring at a fast pace could be difficult. That is what the base pitch is about. If you want to survive, you can possibly do that. You can play a test match there, possibly. I'm saying, but in a one-day scenario, one-day situation where runs have to come at a fast clip, this is not the most ideal type of wicket. Why? Because the ball is sort of gripping the surface and not coming as nicely onto the bat as we are used to when we watch one day matches these days. For us, in one day matches, 330 is like par for the course, right? I mean 330 लेस देन दैट भी तेरा नथिंग कुछ भी नहीं हुआ यहाँ पे ऐसा नहीं है तो इसलिए मेरे को मजा आता है ये देखने को आई लाइक दिस 250 चेज एंड ऑल दैट I'm not sure if our viewers or my panelists will agree with me or not, but I like this. I mean, if you give me that 330 chase, more than that, I'll see this. I mean, here at least bowlers have something to look forward to. 260, you can make a match of it. Otherwise, अभी पाटा विकेट में 260 क्या है 40 ओवर में खत्म हो जाता है मैच हाँ अब पाकिस्तान में जैसे चल रहा था 330 350 चेज हो रहा था so this is different, and I, by default, this is something that I like. I mean,
And
I know I'm diverting from the question, which is whether it's a good pitch or not. I no, I don't think it's a belter of a wicket. It's not. Far from that. One has to craft, one has to apply, one has to dig deep, and then see what happens. Like Steve Smith did today, like Virat Kohli did a few days ago, like in the previous match also. So that is where the characteristics, the traits of batsmanship, those are tested. So I like this. It's not going to be an easy case, no.
and also Gargi, I would like to see more what ODIs are played on pitches like this because such pitches bring quality batsmanship to the fore. Anyone can score runs on highways. I mean, you cannot differentiate.
बहुत उसमें
So
पैसा नहीं बनता तो सब मिलेगा नहीं हाँ एक बार मिल गया बस छोड़ दो अच्छा है आगे नहीं मिलेगा ऐसा
true.
सही
in
बात है.
England and Australia, of all pitches in England and Australia, if you look at the 2015 World Cup, the 2019 World Cup, if you look at the average scores, there were some really high scores.
Exactly.
So that is how one day cricket is to be played these days. I mean, people want runs. Everybody involved want runs, other than the bowlers. Even the bowlers also probably want runs. I don't know, but
But two ODI series I'm covering. One is at Sri Lanka. Although India lost, India couldn't get the better of the Spain challenge there. And
uh,
this
uh,
tournament,
uh,
where the bowlers are in the
that
game,
was.
where
Hmm.
I, I, I have been thoroughly enjoying. I've been thoroughly enjoying. I mean, any Tom, Dick, Harry can score runs on highways. If you I mean, if you take an average player to a Multan pitch, for example, for example, which is like the Multan Pindi highway, so he will score runs. But here, when the degree of difficulty is seriously high, then quality prevails.
Yeah. While you're at it, Shomik, there was this one comment that I saw. Where did it go? Saved it, but it disappeared. Uh, oh, yeah. This one, musical being one, is is asking Australia's bowling attack is quite inexperienced. How should India approach this chase phase wise? It's a very detailed question.
So I think uh, Rohit's batting has now become a one-way traffic. He will go gung ho right from the outset because he can no longer trust defense, and that waiting game is gone. That waiting game is out of his system now. Shubman Gill will try to build his innings the way he does. Virat Kohli will try to build his innings. Once again, Shreya Iyer is going to be very, very important because he is one of the better players of spin in this Indian batting lineup. And once again, yes, Australia's bowling is depleted. It is an inexperienced bowling lineup. But Adam Zampa, I would reiterate that Adam Zampa, from their point of view, those 10 overs are going to be very important.
I add Glenn Maxwell to that. I add Glenn Maxwell to that list. Uh, he's a vastly experienced player who has played against the Indians a lot of times, and he knows he has played in these kind of conditions for years, so he knows what how to go about it. Yes, the fast bowling unit is inexperienced, and Indians will target them, will possibly try and attack them and try and put them under pressure. Uh, yeah, we can say that. That possibly brightens India's chances a bit. This lack of experience, lack of game time, lack of big match temperament in this Australian bowling attack collectively is something which might work in favor of India. Yeah.
And also, read this 264 sort of 280 because Australia will save at least 15 to 20 runs in the pitch, unless it is a very bad day for them in the pitch.
Shaktipuri saying Gautam Gambhir will have to plan Indian batting lineup technically smartly enough to negate Zampa and Sangha. Shomik, are you expecting any changes in batting positions?
I don't think so because number five, Akshar will come.
Yeah.
Hmm, maybe Akshar, if it is a longish partnership, if it is a longish fifth wicket partnership, and if we are coming to fifth wicket, we can see Hardik Pandya coming ahead of KL Rahul.
Akshay, what about you?
No, I don't see changes in the batting order. I mean, only possibility is Akshar Patel being, you have Akshar Patel at 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. I mean, Akshar Patel is the only one who's being used as a, I mean, floater over in this order. I don't see batting order changes. I mean, as Shomik said. I mean, only a few overs remain towards the end. One of Rahul or Pandya to come, then Pandya gets the precedence. Other than that, I don't see surprise changes over here because it's a set thing. I mean, who will you change? You can't change Rohit Sharma, you can't change Gill, you can't change Kohli, you can't change Iyer. So after that, what you do is what you do.
Uh, Shomik, a lot of people in our comment section also talking about Rohit Sharma. How should Rohit Sharma approach this at this point? Like he has been doing it all along?
Rohit Sharma, in this in this format, Rohit Sharma became Rohit Sharma and one of the best ever ODI batsmen because of his ability to take 100 to 200. Rohit Sharma, Rohit Sharma of his earlier vintage used to build his innings, and uh, then he would be upping the ante. And that conversion from 100 to 200, that made Rohit Sharma what he is as a ODI batsman. But from 2023 World Cup, there's a clear change in template. And currently, once again, I reiterate, he no longer trusts his defense. His defense is gone. If he is going to play a defensive game, then he might not survive a couple of overs. So from that point of view, this is his only option to force the pace, to go after the bowling, and that's exactly he will do.
Okay, time for us to close the show. Players are walking in. Shomik Atra, I want your predictions. Atra, you hate predictions. That is precisely why I am making you do this.
Uh, let me go against the tide and say that India.
Okay, Shomik, predictions?
At least I hope there will not be a super over because I have a flight to catch.
That would be disastrous for you. Hopefully, it doesn't come to that. And
What's
India
your
plays
prediction, Gagi? Gagi, what's your
what?
prediction?
India.
Huh?
What's your prediction? India.
India, definitely India. They chase it down
But my
in.
prediction has no basis. My prediction has no basis, right? I mean, I just said. You asked me something, I had to say something, I said.
Okay. No, I'm predicting India chase this down in 47 overs.
Okay.
Okay. Fingers
Yes.
crossed.
Okay.
Yep.
And then again, the game will go deep, making things a little more difficult for me.
We'll plan that. But
So if
thank you
you
so much.
go and catch this one way batting. I mean, your one-way batting, defenseless batting, and all that. That's begun. It's begun. Go and take a look. Huh?
All right. Well, Shomik and Atra, thank you so much for joining. And to everyone who's